let's do this. Right? I think I've got everything set here. Yeah, let's do this. Where'd it go? Hey there, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be in your part of the world.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see you. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is June 17th, 2025, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How you doing there, chat room? I've been fighting a little bit of I've had a touch of food poisoning here these past few days that I am still dealing with. It's been less so today than the past few days, but man, been getting through that. So I am not drinking coffee today. I've got plenty of water. Ooh. So let me say hello to you, chat room. Bring them on. We're broadcasting live on Twitch and YouTube. Let me scroll through and say hello to the folks who've been here during the pre-roll. Null Sheffa with a big wave. Napalm Codes. Hello to you. Happy time zone. C Sharp Titan. Greetings to you. Have a good evening there in Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, I ran the hat command. You saw I got my New Zealand hat on there. There you go. Robson Previato, good morning to you. Smirking Squiggly, happy Tuesday to you. C Sharp Titan with a question to get us started. Have I gotten the visor glasses yet? No. Word is, and from the message they sent to their investors, that all of the Founders Edition units, that's the intro unit, that's the first block of units. I'm a Founders Edition orderer. I'm a Founders Edition patron, something like that. Are supposed to be delivered by the end of Q2. That's in 2 weeks. That's in less than 2 weeks now. We have not had an update from them since March. Junie!
Junie_von_esh just resubscribed for 52 months. I think each morning the caffeine is trying to convince me so.
Maybe it is. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the resub. So we haven't had literally a line of communication from them since March. However, they sent out a couple of test review units to folks in the community. They sent 2 of them out, and one of them has been caught up in customs, and I'll be amazed if it ever actually gets delivered. You know how UK customs and holding is with releasing a piece of technical gear that they're not familiar with. They're quite frankly a pain in the neck, and I'm sure we've got a couple folks here from the UK watching who can confirm that. They are not the friendliest bunch and easiest bunch to work with. However, another gentleman did receive his, and he's been posting videos to YouTube. It looks amazing. They say it's the final hardware. There's word that they've been doing some operating system updates. I don't know. But the word to their investors, so what they told the folks that are paying them, is that all of these would be delivered by the end of Q2. We'll see. We will see. So I will certainly keep you abreast of what's going on over the next 2 weeks. But I am glued to their Discord to see when we get the next update. Billy Cool with a wave. Hello. Guillermo is here on YouTube. Buenos dias to you in Spain. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Reg, good morning. Yeah, it's been... we're getting through this. We're getting through. You've heard that before? Yeah. DGen1, hello. Thank you for the hat command. End of Q2 2026. No. They actually plan to be delivering a second version of the visor headset either late 2026 or 2027. They're starting to run into the Osborne effect here, where you're taking so long releasing the first one and already talking about and promising the second one that folks are going to want the second one. So we shall see. I look at it as a sunk cost at this point. I paid that money more than a year ago. It would stink to lose that money, but I'm not missing that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm I'm in a place financially that I don't need that money refunded to me, and it's a spent cost that I'm not worse off for not having, nor do I really need that money right now. So I'm okay with just sitting back and waiting to see what happens. So, with the number of folks that are attached to this company as investors, I don't think they're pulling a fast one here. I don't think that at all. I'm gonna get some music playing in the background here. I'm just gonna go with the synthwave playlist, so it's nice and easy. I'm not at 100% energy today, but we'll go with something easy to have grooving here in the background. This is called Laser Legacy. This is music that's DMCA free, royalty free. Listen to it wherever you'd like. Big thanks to Harris Heller and his team of creators that create music in this genre and a bunch of other genres. It's all available at streambeats.com. Thanks so much. And yeah, check it out. Can I explain a bit about the vertical slice architecture and what are the benefits of using it? So you're talking about, so the idea of vertical slice architecture is this idea that all the components that make up a section of your website, a section of your application, live in the same space. Everything from layout, components, models, the view, right? Whatever is rendering the HTML, all of that lives in the same space. For some folks, that means that they're doing an MVC app and they've reconfigured the way that MVC is structured so that it doesn't look for things in models, views, controllers, folders, but they use a little bit more like areas so that there are separate pieces where those various modules might live. So if you're building a large application that and you have accounting and you have order management for finance, and you've got the warehouse system and you've got the front end product ordering system, each one of those would live in a separate area as a separate slice. This way, you're building them separately from other services. Now, there are some folks that will break that down even further. Carl and I have shown a little bit of this, a little bit of the techniques that you might use in this approach in the Blazor Puzzle podcast, where you might take all of those components and all of those pages and in a Blazor application, push them into a Razor class library. So that for your accounting module, all of your accounting business logic, all of your front end pages, they all live in a class library. They get built independently and loaded into the main application so that it is a completely isolated slice of the application. That means it's not sharing repositories, it's not sharing logging features, it's not sharing all of those types of cross-cutting features are not shared necessarily with the rest of the application. They're isolated and managed for just that part. Now, this is an architecture. As with all architectures, all promises, all structures, all functional designs that folks present. Hey, Jean Valjean.
Gene80 just resubscribed for 67 months.
Coder24601, hello, it's good to see you. Thanks so much. 67 months with us. So to finish that, right, with all architectures, with all best practices that are recommended, right, you see CQRS talked about a lot, vertical slice, onion architecture. With all of these things, how you implement and use them is up to you, right? The good software architects know when to strictly follow an architecture, and they know when to break away from that architecture. There are times where it makes great sense to stick exactly to it. there are times to break and go your own way. Now, for many folks out there that are building simple CRUD applications, you can probably stick to a simple architecture, an onion style architecture, and have great success without having to waver from that architecture. And yeah, have easy maintenance, have tools that are built that understand and know how to work with that architecture. If you're in larger, high throughput systems where you need more real-time interaction, CQRS might be better for you. But there are times to stick to CQRS, and there are times to step away from it. CQRS, though, brings a lot of complexity, brings a lot of other architecture concepts that you're going to need to recognize and understand. Do you really need a service bus? Do you need an event grid? It's up to you. Every system is different. However, when you look at technical systems on a macro scale, most of them are more similar than you might imagine. Let me catch up here. Pulse is Digital on YouTube. How you doing there? Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. Let me see here. Reg, watched the demo video on testing with Playwright and Aspire. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I originally gave that in person at Microsoft Build in Seattle. I was very happy with the content as I delivered it. The Playwright team was actually sitting there in the third row. The Aspire team was in the background, and they both knew I was delivering this session. They hadn't seen the content yet. I had shared a demo with some folks on the Aspire team, and they were pretty happy with it. And the Playwright folks knew where I was going with the demo. But they were both groups were very happy with the way the content was delivered. Unfortunately, there was a technical error, and the original video recording on site was corrupted. Fine. Re-recorded here in lovely Fritz Studios, and happy to send that back out. And it was mostly the same content. Of course, I got to practice and edit it down a little bit before we sent it out. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. Napalm says, I'm starting to feel like those architectures are unnecessarily heavy for most needs. Exactly. If anybody tells you that from the get-go they need CQRS architecture, they're lying to you. Designing and building from the get-go for CQRS is somebody who's over-architecting. Stop it. You don't need that. You don't need CQRS until you know you need CQRS. So. Hey, Wise Otter, hello. You're welcome, C Sharp Titan. How you doing there? Phil Vesey? Yeah, Chris Funk. I'm not the best on OAuth, but happy to take a listen. Beer Up, hello. Good afternoon to you. Lucy, hello. You saw a thingy that said you should click it? Yes, you clicked it. Thank you. It's okay to have a basic API for basic needs. Yes, it is. And there are folks, who sometimes with experience, they overthink it. Unhip coder, you clicked it too. I gotta change up the welcome message when I get started here every now and again, you know. So, I didn't work on anything over this weekend because I was laid up sick in bed. Let me tell you, that was not fun. But, oh, we're good. I wanted to spend some time today. Gosh, we have to go back in on SharpSite and fix the security pages. And we tried doing it with Copilot last time. And it got really confused and didn't really get anywhere. I feel like I'm going to need to do a lot of that by hand, and then where I get stuck, have Copilot just get a couple of those last things pushed across. You need a good example for custom OAuth authentication in Blazor. What do you mean by custom? Like, SharpSight has OAuth authentication built into it. Is it custom? I don't know. But it's got OAuth authentication built into it for, I think it's Microsoft, I think is the one that I have built in there now. Or GitHub, I forget. But that's got OAuth authentication in it, right? Where is it? Scrolling through here. Yes, that was my Discord. Making noises when it shouldn't be. Yes, mute you. I said good day, sir. There we go. Where is it we have that? Oh no, maybe it doesn't. I thought we did. But I don't see it. That's gonna be a whole nother kettle of fish to write. Oh god. Just looking. Add identity core, add roles, add open telemetry. No, it doesn't do that. Well then. I'm trying to think what else. A custom provider, not Google or MS. There is. Where is it? OAuth, ASP.NET Core providers. There is a website. Here it is. That has a mountain of these. And I believe it also has instructions on how to use this. How to create them. And they're encouraging people to go to OpenID Dict. Yeah. But I think this is a great resource. Here you go. And you can check that out. Did I find out why Melbourne wasn't appearing on the map? No. I did not spend time on that at all. I've been laid up sick. So I do not know why. Hey there, Eric. The RB Gremlins, yes. Either Twitch is wonky or doesn't like Safari. You're trying to reapply your Prime sub, but it says something went wrong. So, excuse me for just a second here. I'm gonna go blow my nose. Pardon me. All right. There we go. Eddie Dre over there on YouTube. Hello. It's very useful, that repository. There's all the source code to those are sitting over there, so it's easy to pick up and see exactly how they're structured and oriented to make those connections to all those different servers, and you can extrapolate from there for your own individual needs. So I refer to that repository a lot. So, how's it going, Mythin? Hello. Yeah, I could dive back into Charlie a little bit. There's certainly a little bit easier path to get through stuff over there. Consequently, I think it's a little bit more interesting and low stress. And on a day where I need a little bit lower stress, because I'm still getting back here, I think it'll be easier, more fun to work through over there. Hey, the bog rat. Hello. I don't have Charlie running right now, but we can iterate and do some other fun stuff over there on that project. Oh, terrific. Let's see here. Yeah, let me do that today. And for sure we'll be getting back in on SharpSight and the security work. Because it's been dragging on, it's taken a long time, and I just want to get that off the table and be able to move on from that, because I think there's much more interesting things in the days and weeks ahead after we get past migrating security so that it can work with our individual database providers. But because I want to go with something a little lower stress and easier to work with, I'm jumping over to Charlie and what branches do I have here? Oh, okay. I think there was, where did C# Titan go? I'm wondering if there was something with parsing your messages that I ran into before. But hey there, Guacamole.
Guacamole just resubscribed for 52 months.
Hello.
Good morning, all.
Good morning to you. How's it going there? Thank you so much for the resub. Really appreciate it. Will SharpSight have liquid glass? If that's a theme that somebody wants to make to use with it, sure. So it can see sharp. I see what you did there. Let me see, where am I going here? I want to go over here. Let me see. I do have that already. Let's do that simple addition here. Yeah, that is a bad pun, Lucy. And the number of C# puns, right, just never goes away. Like, yeah, go away. I'm getting VS Code started up here. There's some interesting issues that I have that I just can't clear out from my Visual Studio Code install, and they like follow me around. Because I installed a bad preview version of the Microsoft Razor editor years ago. And now every time I stop and start Visual Studio Code, I get this same error that appears, and I just cannot clear it out. I mean, I suppose I could try... Setting sync is turned on, so I could uninstall and reinstall and see C-sharp puns, just B flat. Oh, come on now. Oh. With that, I'm gonna put on my World of Warcraft gunners today. I've got the Horde that I'll be putting on. I don't have the Alliance ones. There's I showed you there's 3 different gunner glasses that I got last week. Really cool. The 3rd pair I can start wearing after tomorrow. Tomorrow they announce and release them. There we go. Right. These are the World of Warcraft glasses. You can see there's a Horde logo. There it is. On the side. There's also a Horde logo down here, etched in the glass. You don't see them because you're looking in here. You're not seeing the things that are etched at the top and bottom. So, we should keep those puns low key. Oh man. Oh man. I think yeah, we're going to add a quote service. We're going to add a quote service. So, first things first, I'm going to get Charlie running in the background here in watch mode. And we'll get... You like the Fallout glasses? They don't say Fallout specifically on them. But they do look like they're right out of the vault. So, the Fallout glasses. Now, I'm supposed to stream at some point this month on Gunner's channels. And they want me to do strictly a glasses unboxing, opening, walkthrough, like home shopping network style. And I said to them, that's not my bag. Like, I'll go through and talk about something and accentuate, hey, check out how cool the glasses are, this, that, and the other thing, and continue on my other topic. But doing just a strict sales, like, hey, look, here's how cool the glasses are, for an hour, I don't think you would tune in for that to see me selling glasses for an hour, right? Like, that's not something that you or the average viewer would be interested in. Yeah. So I'm trying to push them on, hey, let me do I want to introduce you to AI capabilities and how they can help your job. Not something technical, but hey, check out Copilot Online, ChatGPT, what have you. Here's how you can use them. Here's some of the things that they'll deliver for you. And so on and so forth. That's where I'm trying to structure and do something that's a little more interesting, a little more general purpose, that folks would turn into and watch. And hey, we're going to mention and show off the glasses along the way. So, I thought I'd set you to... I thought I set you to streamer mode. Yeah. All right. Fritz on QVC. QVC is actually right near me. They're about an hour down the road. Yeah, They're near me. They're about 45 minutes to an hour down the road. So, right, they're still there, aren't they? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't move. So, wow. The website, the other website that I've been working on, Copilot.John, there were a ton of folks that were just on it before we started the stream, and I flipped over to look at analytics, and they're all gone. It's like somebody shared a link to it, and all of a sudden, all right, we're done reading it, and everybody left. That's okay. These things come in waves. So, and the idea of that website is to give daily tips and tricks, and I've got to generate and write up a new tip for today. But putting together various tips, suggestions of how you can get more out of working with Copilot. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not trying to make this stream all Hey Fritz codes with Copilot. So, all right, let me head over to the UI. Let's get in here and start writing some code, shall we? There it is. .NET Aspire, of course, hosts Charlie because I've got a Redis cache out here that was working with my the AI that I was running with this. I've shut that off because the internal AI that I was using just was AI is non-deterministic. It wasn't just non-deterministic, it flat wasn't responding right at all. It wasn't listening, responding. Ved's improving. Hello. We're going to be working on a little bit of this. I don't know why we didn't get your avatar there. That's weird to me. Why would my employer allow such a stream? Yes. Yep. Absolutely. So, right? I can do that. Hey, there it goes. I still got to work on why that's not appearing right. So, I think there's something with your with the way it's parsing your messages. The more and more that I look at and think about that, there's something with how it's parsing your messages. And I thought, go into the logs. We should see that message here. Checking if location already known for C# Titan. Okay. So, and it didn't do anything from there. For Eddie Dre. Hey, not a problem with YouTube. That's okay. So it checked. It was checking. Okay. Okay. There we go. Picked up Robson. So let's go back over here and see if we can. Well, let's. Locations missing for some users. See if we can address this quick here. So I know, right? This is the chatter map feature. Checking if location already known for that location. Otherwise, parse and handle message. And it should extract the location name at that point. Right, which is going to return, hopefully. So let's do this here. Log information. Yeah. No. Let's say for user in here also. Right, and I think right username is in there. There you go. Now that should hot reload. Cool. There we go. We got Eddie and Charlotte. So I want information. Don't want all this other stuff. Yeah. There we go. Checking for Phil. Checking if location already known for C# Titan. Oh, here we go. Extracting location name Doncaster, UK. Yeah, got that. Developers. Thank you so much for the follow. The Real Rodex. Hello. Fetching location Doncaster. There, you got that. Guacamole. Got that one. Alexandria. Successfully geocoded. So, and because I put the name in there. So when it does the extract, now it's not going to do if you just put your, if you just put a location. I am from, it should pick up, it should have done Mr. Connor. Now it didn't. Now why is that? While it's extracting location name, it's not. So these are the syntax that it uses. I'm from, I am from, I'm in, I am in. Go ahead, take a look at the hat. Hey there, Frank. I'm at, I live in, I should probably do I am at, right? Hello from, hi from, hey from, greetings from. And it should be doing, yeah, it's doing ignore case. And if success, then return one of these. I'm going to add that's just a string. That's fine. We'll take this on for a little bit. So I'll be able to take morning. That should. There, we're getting no location found in message. There we go. So C# Titan, who was the other one that we just saw with the issue? Mr. Connor in Kerry, Ireland. Go ahead and try again. Is it able to distinguish two locations on the same message? It grabs whatever the first location is. So. See, that didn't come through at all. Or it did come through. right? Let's add just a little bit extra here. And I do appreciate your help with this. Yeah. Is it DNS? It's always DNS. I'm going to do a forced refresh here. Which is going to blow out in memory, and that's fine. At some point, I'll persist. I may end up doing that today because I want to add quotes. Here, yes. All right. And let me try here. So if I try Melbourne, it finds it. Actually, it found you that time, C# Titan. What's it? Are there any YouTubers like Matt Davella that y'all watch in my free time? I'm not familiar with Matt. You think you're going to practice mindfulness and other thingies? Okay, cool. Don't know why your avatar isn't coming through here. Yeah, that should have loaded. There it goes. That was weird why it didn't load the first time. Yeah, there we go. I'm not familiar with him. Like how to write properly and learn. It's not a bad idea. I'll sometimes watch. There's a number of folks that restore old, that restore antiques, antique guns, antique kitchen appliances, stuff like that I really enjoy. You did greetings this time instead. Now, yep, somebody asked. Frank asked for Antarctica. There's Frank down there in Antarctica. There you go, Frank. Input delay? I don't think so. But I'm not... I'm not seeing any false positives there. So I'm going to remove that. Go back to this. So, who is this with Glasgow? Hey, Craig Gus Lang, hello? Yep, you should be on the map now. There you go. So, oh, I can't zoom out enough, and this isn't wide enough, like this one, to be able to see the entire world. So, the little box of electronics. See, that doesn't help. Like, it's going to try to geocode that, and it's going to give up on it. So, there you go. So it should have placed India. There you go. Just right in the middle of India. Boop. So. Can you confuse it by asking? You can you can ask. It's just going to appear up here. I don't. Sunny Kent? Yes. Where did it put that? Put you in Michigan. I don't think you meant Michigan. Yeah, I think I need to make this a little bit bigger. From Zimbabwe. Yeah, it's not going to just... I mean, I can add that as one of the... Right? I can do just that. So... Hello from... Alright, now Warm Peas. In my part of the world, the next township over is spelled that way. And we call it Worcester. I know the town in Massachusetts, they pronounce Worcester. So, but and you wrote hello from, so it should have picked that up and tried to geocode. Hello from Crete? Oh yeah, we should get Crete. There you go. But it did not map Worcester. No name Colorado. That's interesting to me that it didn't map Worcester. So, now once you've submitted the first time, it will not search again for you. So, now I'm curious why it didn't find that one. Let's go back over to the logs. Oh. No results. Fetching location. Ah. Okay. So this is a clear scenario that I want to be able to support. You said hello from, chop off the rest. But some folks will say, like, town, comma, country. Yes. Yes, Veds. I don't search additional times because I'm rate limiting you. So no, I wouldn't say Luga Baruga. That looks like Loughborough. Let me know if I'm close on that. What I feel like I should do... oh, that's showing question. Interesting that it hit so many times. That's fine. So if there's a comma and more words after it, we could probably cut it to comma in the first word after it, so that we can get the scenario where somebody says city, comma, country. we can then, if that doesn't find, try just everything before the comma then, and kind of build in a little bit of a retry. So it extracts the location name here, and then it tries to get the point from location. So let's put a for loop here. No. What? Close. Stop. For I equals 0, I less than, let's do a split. Location name split on space, right? All right. Oh yeah, we got to do I++. And that's got to be a dot length. All right. That's fine. We can do one of these down here. No. If location is valid, like this, break. Yeah. Right, so if the location is valid, break out. If there's a location exception, reply to chat. Otherwise, let's chop off. Yes, this code will be open source in the future. I'm going to roll it out myself first before... Let me turn off the message there on screen. I'm going to use it myself before I start publishing it and other folks take it and do what they want. Yes, because I have the null coalescing operator here. Right? So if location is null, this whole thing returns null. So if that's null, then it's false. If this isn't null, then it's going to return the is valid. So if that's null, then it wasn't valid. It's false. Do not break. Continue. So. Right. So London, United Kingdom, it will handle. Right? I don't want to do I less than that. I want to do like... let's do this. Let's do math, max, not Mac, max. Thank you. And not even max. I'm probably going to end up doing, like, this should probably be min. Yeah. And, let's make it 4. I don't know. 4 sounds good. Retries. All right. Remove a word from the right end of the location. Ah, now I want you to complete. There we go. And give it another shot at that point. Right? Location name equals location name remove from the last index of space trim. So, ads are rolling right now on Twitch for the next 2 minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, No ads. So, hey from Greenland, you should get that. That should pop up. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, this is intended to be my view. And I have a larger view of this that I'll be sharing. You're from Kerry, Republic of Ireland. Now, that actually worked. That actually worked. Yeah. Right? So, Webface saying hello there. Hello. Did not pick you up. Ontario, Canada. Why didn't we? Oh, yeah. Right there. Yep. So, that's right. You're already on the board. Denied. So once you're on the map, yeah, it will not. But this is intended to be able to handle the situation where it's hello from Worcester, comma, I'm interested in seeing how you pronounce this. Do I have a pin in oh man, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Is it Jönköping? Yep, once you're on the map, you're done. You're done. Close enough? Who did it just add? Ooh, it's adding a couple. Now, this isn't, like, in order. That's a whole nother thing. Hey, Pac-Man Jr., hello. So, George C. said hello from Belgium. It probably picked that up, right? Why don't I just look at the map? Yeah, there we go. There's George. Napalm, yes. Pittsburgh, and it's still showing. I'm going to correct that. The Stargate was funny. I'd rather it be a sword where the moderators are. Nairobi, it should have picked that up. Right? There we go. Oops. Zooms in right in the middle of Africa, first thing. So, Zimbabwe, yep, got you. So, yeah, let me go grab the moderator. Our moderator sword, S-word, and I'm going to drop that in. Services, dub root, image. Yep. Oh, you won't let me paste, will you? Show me that. There we go. And where is it? Rename. Yeah, mod PNG. There you go. There it is. So when it does the geocoding, which is a component down here. I haven't actually shown you the component that does this. I think I showed you this once. So set map appearance. Ugh. What was that? Yeah, format document. Thank you. Moderator. Update that. Back over here. There we go. Oh, and it still put those stupid Stargates on there. Go ahead, take a look at that hat. There you go. That zoom to location doesn't work great, but yeah, why is it? I thought you rebuilt. So now, because I don't have your locations persisted, now it doesn't use IP address at all, just the text. So Pac-Man Jr., what that does is several things. Eliminates me from being responsible for any kind of privacy concerns. I'm not looking up your address. I'm not snooping on your information. I'm only sharing what you share. Like, you put it out there. I'm just using that to put that location on a map. It's there in chat for everybody to read. By offering to do that, I'm placing it somewhere where we can all see it. Napalm currently is trying to convince DevOps team that Aspire deployment model is worth investing in versus doing everything with Terraform. Wow. That looks like it's going to save you a lot of work. That's why you asked. Yep. It saves a whole bunch of privacy questions. And by showing and introducing this feature, and as I roll out more of Charlie and the interactions that it provides, I think the folks are always going to play with this location. That's fine. Not a problem. I think we'll have fun with it. So, it's cool to see the various locations that folks are tuning in at. So, I want to know why those didn't reload. Yeah, I know. It's still not showing. Right, it's not mod PNG over there. Where'd it go? Dub root. Mod PNG. There it is. I updated you. Yeah, if you are a moderator, and if you're a subscriber or a VIP, you get that. What about a location command to set a location that Charlie remembers? Well, I don't have any kind of persistence capabilities right now. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. So I think that's a next piece that I need to do here, which means that it's going to forget all of your locations once I restart. Not terrible. But I think what we saw with the retrying of locations helps. What's the transparent window you see with the scroll bars? That... It's that. The transparent window is the lower thirds Q&A that pops up. When I restart this, it breaks that and it should hot reload it. And sometimes it doesn't hot reload. I won't have that problem when I have this rolled out and running. Yeah, there was an error on it from the hot reload. So, but using having a location command so that you can set a location. So there, I've actually started on a location command. And Charlie's not going to help me. You fool! Close together. If this message is from the bot, ignore it. Where is it? Handle location command. Right? Yeah. So, if the message starts with location, then it's going to go and process this. So the first command is set. And only moderators and I can use that command. And then there is remove. And that will remove that user's location. There you go. Can you provide Latin lawn numbers? No. Because that's a whole nother level of privacy sharing that I don't want to deal with. You'll notice these locations are also not entirely accurate that are shown on the map. So let's Robson shared that he's in Sao Paulo. Is it the province? Is it the city? It's not entirely accurate, and I stop at that depth of location. We don't need to share anything more than that. You've given us a general location where you're in that town. Fantastic. I place a big enough icon on there, and I don't zoom in any further than that because I know close enough for the purposes of this. So, sharing a latitude and longitude, no. That is a font of privacy issues that I'm not even going to consider. So these are moderators saying change, remove locations. So what happens if someone says says I'm from and passes in a web URL address? Ignores it. Murph CS, hello, welcome. Right, so that's dealing with that string, and I mean I could add some protection to it. That's remove location. Yeah. No. Does this have Control F12? Yes, it does. Get geographic location from Nominatum. And it's not, it's Earl encoding it before it sends it. I could put an extra check in there. Oh, and if it's in the cache, right? So if multiple people are from the same, say they're from the same location, it fetches from the cache. What I should do is persist those locations from day to day. And when you mention the same location on another day, fetch it from Redis cache or the database. So you always wanted to be a librarian after The Mummy. Oh, The Mummy was Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. Great movie. And the second one was a great movie. The third one, not so much. Where'd it go? Get point from location. No. Back. If the location, yeah, it looks like a URL. Skip it. There you go. Cool. You with the semicolon. I have Visual Studio Code set to auto-save very quickly. Which one had the shoddy CGI with Rock? The second one. The Mummy Returns. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Jason Buck, hello! Is Sharpsight still in active deployment? It is. However, I'm a little under the weather today, and the piece that we're working on is migrating the security UI stuff, which was going to be very intensive. So it was going to be a little bit too much for me to work on today, but we're definitely still working on it. Yes. So I think we fixed this. Where did that whole caching bit go? Location cache, which I'm just keeping in memory at this point. I could put them in Redis. Write in persist it for a couple weeks, something like that. So it's just sitting out there, and if folks keep coming back and saying, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh, and for the next month, we know where Pittsburgh is. If somebody stops saying, hey, I'm from Pittsburgh, it forgets where Pittsburgh is, and it has to go look it up again. Pittsburgh never is going to change, so maybe we don't need to expire. Maybe we don't need to put an expiration date on that. Let me commit the changes that I have right now. Do it over here. Like, this is the only Git interaction that I really like here. Being able to stage the changes quickly, use Copilot to generate a message, commit, publish. Like I've literally just been clicking, click, 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 click. I don't care. Go, 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 go. And nope. There it is. Yep, compare and pull requests. That's fine. Even on my own project. Pull request, squash and merge on my own project. Delete the branch. Back over here. Delete the old branch. Location missing. I don't have the autocomplete working on that. Really? Get branch D. Locations. You know what? You're going to be that way? Goodbye. I have clear now wired up to a macro on the keyboard, so I can clear things by just tapping. So Pac-Man Jr., I am rate limited. There is a rate limit on the OpenStreetMap API that I am using. I'm allowed to query for locations. I think it's like once every 5 seconds or something like that. Where is it? Right, there's the get point from location. Check cache. Check the result. I guess I removed it for right now. Oh no, that's it. Yeah. So this hands off to the inner method. Yeah. I can make at most one request per second. So there is a rate limiting that happens here. So when we get into larger audiences and there's lots of folks saying, hey, I'm from, because maybe it's the start of a stream or something, I want to make sure that I handle that and don't violate the generous offering from the OpenStreetMap folks that are letting me go through that. All right. Who is Fritz.Charlie? A middle name? No. No, actually. Oh, wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. I'm Charlie. C# Fritz's helpful AI for real-time live interaction and engagement. Charlie's an acronym. All right. I turned off the AI interactions. But there are certainly ideas for some questions to be answered by Charlie. This, I think, is a candidate for something like that. So, all right. I've merged, restarted, and moved those things around. That uses something called Pickle. Pickle? Star map data. What the heck is this? I have no idea what that is. All right. So if I want this to cache to Redis, right? Because I can keep Redis running locally. The eventual goal is Charlie's going to run on my what are you over there? On my Synology server. It runs Docker containers. Great. I can have it run over there and it doesn't impact how things are running over here on my production machine, right? Docker containers are great to be able to push these things around. So up here in app host, say I removed Ollama. Add Redis cache with the data volume, persistent lifetime. Okay. So it's here. Let me ask Copilot to do this because I don't really care for this. So not in the map feature, but it was in the Nominatum geocoder, and I call it Nominatum because that's the name of the service on OpenStreetMap. So inside here, let me just ask Copilot to do that. Right over here we have not that one. Oh, do I come back to that? There's a Redis client available. Sure. There is a Redis client available. Instead of using a concurrent dictionary to cache geographic, and I know the prompt is behind my head here. Save them as entries in Redis. Let's see what it does. So what? Try that again. All right. Yep. Examine how it's out there. Go find it, and swap in that implementation. So you've had a lot of fun with agent mode, learning Aspire and Blazor. The key thing that I come back to with some folks, and I was talking to somebody about this, get comfortable writing the Copilot instructions file sooner than later. That Copilot instructions file, I don't even have one in this. That's going to help you so much, right? And look, see, I'm going to turn off the lower thirds. Right, it's going through and updating and ripping things out here. So when you use Copilot instructions, right, you can limit and focus it on, here's how I'm building this application. Here's the format of things. Here's how I name my variables. Here's a little bit of an architecture hint for you so that it follows along those suggestions and begins to code more like you want it to. It's going to do a complete rewrite of the class to fix all issues. When I see that, can we turn off autosave? Toggle autosave. Because I think what's happening is Agent is coming through and working on things, and as it's making changes, they're being saved. Would Copilot take into account editor config, or should I prose it into the custom instructions? I don't know. That is a great question. No, the geocode agent, I couldn't get that working either. Come on now. There we go. So let's see what it's starting to do here. It took out the primary constructor. I'm not a fan of that. I liked my primary constructor up there, but okay. Cache prefix location. Okay, that's cool. what? Cache key. Set string, retrieve location. No. I only wanted the geocoder to use the cache. It keeps generating var variables. So that's something that I know you can put in editor config and it will follow. Explicitly declare variable types. Yeah. All right. So it looks like it's still running. And it still has everything in memory. Holy smokes. How's that for a hot reload? So if I open Cache Insights, Redis Insights, Cache Insights. Look at my cache. Look at my cache. I have no idea what these things are. I think these are really, really old. I think these are really, really old. Yes, delete all of those. Let's restart so we can get some folks trying this. I'm flush with cash. That's right. 1 second. And there we go. All right. Let's see. Why won't people stop creating AI? Uh-oh. We broke something. Red alert. Right here. The name number does not exist in the current context. Chattermap 38. Really? Yeah. 38. What are you talking about? What? Your coffee maker is starting to threaten you every morning? Good. There we go. Really? Yeah. Because I restarted Aspire. There we go. Over here. Redis Insights. There it is. Okay. What project am I developing? I'm building this next generation chatbot that's going to... There we go. That's going to handle and do more fun things for us on stream. But it's... There are a couple of key features that I've already built and rolled out that aren't going to be as visible for you out there, but tremendously visible for me to be able to grow this stream. So those look familiar. There we go. Starting to show up. The North Pole, really? And it put you in London. Why did it say London is the North Pole? So, and now people are doing... Yeah. Lake Michigan? Sure. I'm going to need more water soon. All right. So now it's going to remember more of these. And with the Night City, and it does come through and say real location. Nope. That's wrong. Why it went to upstate New York like that, don't know. Night City this time. Yeah, don't know. Constantinople, sure. That's a good one. Dropped a pin right there on Constantinople. Istanbul. Georgia, the country? I don't think it did that. Oh, interesting. No. For some reason, placed a pin in Washington. That's not accurate. Now, did that delete from the cache over here? Oh, interesting. I think it did. It did. Okay, good. Mods still have the Stargate? Where's it picking that up? Excuse me. Ugh. No. That's better. Massive. What do you... okay. So... I don't know why... Whatever. Nope. Some of them it's properly ignoring. So, continuing here. And now it is saving those locations in cache so that when you do come back, it's not going to go look it up again. So. So the idea of setting a persistent location for yourself and then placing that on the map when you show up. Let me put that on the to-do list. I've got other features that I'd rather deliver first. Like playwright tests. Oh, I do have that. Thought I had that. Allow viewers to set to persist a location. Viewers should be able to set a location for themselves with my location and in the future when they return to the stream, the persisted location should be added to the map. Viewers should not be able to change their location once my location is set per stream. Thank you so much for the follows. Dion Mauricio and Journey Started. Hello, hello. What do we got there? Has anybody seen the Talkie Toaster? No. What's the Talkie Toaster? You have a question on the GitHub AI agent? Have I used it to do anything interesting? Yes. Yes. I used it with Copilot.John. All of that source code is available. Here. Yeah. It was fixes issue 17. You're gonna make me go look up issue 17. Generate a daily action to remove older container images. We should delete all Azure Container Registry images older than the 5 most recent. So, I told Copilot, go generate that file while I'm working over here. And it did it. It went and generated its own Copilot script. Its own GitHub action script to clean up after itself. So, that was pretty cool. Very simple. There are folks that will give much more sophisticated issues, and ask Copilot. They'll even ask Copilot to help them further describe the issue so that they can assign it to Copilot and have it go through and address that. But yes, that's totally a thing. What kind of project am I creating? This is going to be my next generation, my next bot that runs to manage the channel, because unlike most chatbots, it connects to Twitch, YouTube, and my Discord. That way, we can manipulate and use all 3 services and respond to all 3 services like this at the same time. Now, once again, for some reason, it's not loading your avatar. I'm getting too many requests. So, I have to find a vid on GitHub Copilot. I did a lot of the building. I did a lot of the building of Copilot.John. It's a simple meme website over 2 weeks ago now. I did it, and you could find those videos on YouTube and watch me how I use Copilot Agent to generate that website. I should use Copilot to fix the overlay animation. Let's give it a shot. Where'd it go? The overlay animation. Question overlay. Let's ask it to give it a shot. Don't need you, don't need you. Yes, I want to work on that. And that's... I'm going to open this in the editor space, close you. And I'm going to open you left. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. No. Thank you. All the open editors. This page is an overlay that is displayed in OBS. What am I doing? When a new message is chosen to appear in the overlay, comma, it appears in the middle of the screen first, then disappears, and then slides in from the right. Period. Examine the way the animation works and remove that initial appearance in the middle of the screen. See what it does. So. Rats, I'm out of water. Good. Take a look. Like, should I, after it disappears, should I set its location? Or if it, while it isn't appearing, right, there's the initial position, yeah. So maybe the initial position should be different. Yeah, all right. Now fixing CSS is like magic. Yes. So what it's doing to transition overlay. Okay. Shouldn't it also update here? Oh no. Starts off screen with the translate. Right. Let's give it a shot. So I'll keep that. Ooh. That's better. Did I become a vibe coder? No. I've tried vibe coding, and there are times where, and if you would have tuned in last week, you would have seen me doing this. Or 2 weeks ago. I got frustrated at, sometimes it just spins and gets lost on itself. It gets lost in the sauce. So little things that I need some help with, here, you go do that. Right? The things that I'm interested in building, I'll build. Fixing that CSS, done. So that's fine by me. Tell you what, I like it to fade out when I click remove. That's from the question queue. Here we go. That was great. Thank you so much. Period. I'd also like to update so that when I click the remove button in the question queue, comma, the question fades away. Period. Now let me make sure I add the context so it gets all three of these files and it understands a little bit more about what I'm working on. So you don't Lucy asks, I don't understand the concept of what vibe coding is. Here's the deal. The idea with vibe coding is to lower the bar for software development so that anybody can get started building, working with something. I want to build a website that keeps track of attendance for the volunteers in my church group. That's easy. Generate a website to do that, right? So, there goes the lower third. So, add CSS for the fade out, add CSS, add state to track which items are being removed, update the remove logic to trigger the animation, then remove the item. Fantastic. And it's going to go do those things. So with vibe coding, you're just making requests to the AI. You don't really care what the AI does coming out of it, but you're watching what it generates and you're guiding it with typical prose interaction and not thinking about it too much. It's the epitome of no code. There are AI startup CEOs out there that believe what we're doing here, vibe coding and talking to the AI and having it generate code that we're reviewing and adding here, and I'm just going to let it go. Sure. Those aggressive technical CEOs would tell you that this is a waste of time and you shouldn't be reading the code anyway, and that in a strict way that they envision the future, you're asking for an AI to generate a website for you, giving it a bit of a specification, and then you're hands off and the entire thing is built for you. There are several limitations to that. It takes a ton of processing power for an AI to do more than just answer a couple simple questions. The work that it's doing, the work that it did just here to add this animation, and we're going to test that out real quick. I turned back on the lower third. So let's try it with exactly your question here. What is vibe coding? There it is, appearing properly. And when I do remove, no, it just so that appears properly, and no, it does not fade. Unless the CSS, I need to refresh the CSS. I mean, that could be, which is going to blow away those things. Yeah. The dark side to vibe coding is those no-code, low-code folks that are asking for things. They don't know DevOps. They don't know how to maintain and deploy and manage deployments to a production space. They don't understand the security, the change control concerns with rolling out applications. They don't know security concerns between authentication, authorization, cross-site scripting, all of these things that, from a security point of view, trained, knowledgeable developers and technicians have a wealth of knowledge about, and they're just going to trust that the AI is going to generate those things properly for us. That appeared properly, did not fade. So, let's tell it, you did this wrong. I click remove and the message just disappears. So the idea of vibe coding right now is really cool for prototyping something. It's really cool to put a simple task in someone's hands that might be a low code, no code, no security concern little task that they need help with. Sure. However, I don't know what that is. If you're going to scale something up, the technology is not anywhere near there yet. Can we vibe code an AI engine to replace programmers? No. You can vibe code end-to-end tests with Playwright. And that throw back to where we were at the beginning of the stream. I delivered a session at Microsoft Build where I show you how you can ask GitHub agent, Copilot agent, to generate Playwright tests for you to exercise and test your website. You can do that. That's pretty cool to do. Added a scaling effect? Added debugging, console logging to track the process? All right. So if I did everything right, that should have hot reloaded. So if we try this one, there it is, flying in from the right. It moves out on this. That's nice that the message flies out on the right in the queue. I want the message to fade away in the overlay when it is removed from the queue. Now let's see if it has that a little bit. Weirdbeard Dev has had 0 success with vibe coding. I've had some good success with AI pair programming with me in the driver's seat. There you go. That's a great way to go after this, and I think you're seeing a little bit of that type of approach right now. So, right, here's it messed up the overlay. The people on top don't know that, so that's the message that me and my colleagues are trying to make clear to people. There are tech influencers out there who are like Shingy out there, right? We all remember Shingy, who is right the web seer forecaster with the crazy loud hair, and right who has these out there visions of the future. Fine. I'll break the internet. That aren't realistic. When it comes down to it, what I'm doing over there on the left side, somebody's paying for the processor cycles and the electricity to drive that. And there's a limit to that. There's only so much of that you can do. Use it judiciously. Because do you want to spend all of your development R&D time telling an AI to do something that it might not get the way you want it to? Or pair that up with a team of developers that can be extremely productive delivering what you want. Since the on-question removed event might not exist. Now, hang on, let's catch up here. I'll add a fade-out animation to the overlay when a message is removed. Okay. It'll require updating the question overlay component. I like how verbose the Claude models are when they describe what I'm working on, what they're working on. They're going to track when a question is being removed. So there's an is removing that's going to add a class to the element. Add logic to handle the removal. So there's an on question removed event that it added that will remove question. Okay. And there's remove question. Selected question equals message. If the current selected question equals that message, it's going to mark is removing, state has changed, so it forces it. Wait for the fade out animation to complete. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Compilation errors it cleaned up. Yeah, whatever. Added some CSS. So it's scaling down a little bit. And I thought, oh yeah, and to 0. So it's going to shrink and fade away. Make the component implement iDisposable to clean up the timer. Cool. And it removed all that stuff. All right. Sounds reasonable what it worked on. That looks good. Let's throw a question at this. And that should refresh. There it goes. You just asked ChatGPT how to ask Copilot to... Now stop that. Hey there, Larissa Copper. Hello. How do you do that thing? I'd like a question on the queue. Thank you. There it is. Click that and it appears. Click remove. Did not remove. And I got a Blazor error at the bottom. That's not fun. Tempted to invoke a deleted Lambda. Ah. I do need to restart then. That was hot reload. Tried to do something that it didn't have access to. Have you tried not unhandling an error? No. No. So I'll refresh there. Ask the same question again. Hey, there we go. So there's message, remove, is not applying the CSS. Why not? Why not? Let's take a look at question overlay. Here. So up here, is removing should add the overlay removing class.
Hey, listen.
Yes. Big white window. Yeah, look at that. Fancy. Now it reloaded. Now we're good. That was weird. That appears. Goes away. But it doesn't fade. Is removing set to true, state is changed. So it should set the is removing class. Which is not here. Where is it? It's because I'm looking for the wrong name. Lower third overlay removing. And it should be doing overlay fade out 1 second. Which is here. Let's just do that. You know? Sometimes I have to tell the UI to refresh. Yeah. Sometimes you have to rebuild to get the CSS to reload also. No. Rerun it again. And I think I'm going to wrap up here in about 20 minutes so I can get some lunch. I knew this was going to be a little bit of a push with me feeling under the weather. So there's the YouTube. And I should have that go to a default avatar. Alright, so there's that. Oh, there we go. There's something. No. No. I can open the overlay directly. We can F12 in here. Right, so it's not there at all. Copilot sometimes adds for me a line or two that removes most of the code, then leaving the code. Yes, I have seen that also. So there it added it. Good. Right. And now I'm looking for this to add the overlay. It didn't add the overlay there at all. This right here is removing. Okay. Copilot will sometimes remove comments as well. This is where Copilot instructions can help you. And you can give it instructions to say, never remove existing comments. And leave empty spaces between various things, and it will follow those instructions. This is curious to me, why it's not adding that. This is called... wait a sec. 2 references. No. Hang on. Where am I wiring that up? Where is that actually being... I don't think that's actually being called. I mean, it's... Hang on. Where is that called? No. No. Go back over to this thing. Do I not have that wired up to anything? I don't think I do. No. Yeah. Sure, go ahead and await it. Can I make it async? Are we good like that? Do I need to sign a consent form to be extracted to a website queue? No. Let me refresh that. That appears. How you doing, Oogly Booglies? Remove. I think I need to rebuild it. I don't think it picked that up cleanly. You're trying to convert a Blazor server to use WASM, and sometimes I was getting a 404. Do I know why this happens? The models that are out there, only the most recent models, like Claude 3.7. First off, use Claude for working with code. Gemini and GPT are not there yet when working with code. Claude is, right now, it is the one that I would recommend. Here in July 2025. But these things are changing weekly, okay? Keep an ear on which models you should use. For right now, working with Blazor, work with Claude 3.7 or Claude 4, okay? That looks like it's working now. So let me put these two side by side. Click this. There it is appearing. I'm going to click remove, and I'm looking for this to add that remove state. No, didn't add it. Is that actually being called? If it is being called, it should say removing question in the log. Go look at the log. Yeah, reload. No, it's not being called. What? No. Reload window. You guess your question is not relevant. What? I'm insulted. I try and read and answer every question here. Sorry you feel that way. I'm a little bit focused here, and I hope you can appreciate that I'm working here, and if I don't see your message out here, and quite frankly, that's why I'm building this thing. So, sorry you feel that way. Take care, friend. So why isn't it firing the remove? On question remove. Back over here. It doesn't recognize any of these things. All right. Question queue feature. Well, wait a sec. Now this isn't called at all. All right, so question queue. Hey there, thank you for the follow. Control ER. Hello. The remove button. Remove question with animation. Yeah, show me that. No, you're not going to get there. All right. Find it. Thank you. Feature remove question. So that should come back into here and call this repository remove question on question removed invoke. On question removed invoke. Which should fire that. Should be connected. No. And it never triggers that. Okay. What do we want to do here? Why is it not triggering? I'm the friendliest guy you're going to find on Twitch. If you've got a problem with me, you got a whole nother problem. Facts. All right. Developers. This is clearly wired up because it does go through that, and I should see the showing question message. There they are. But it's not wiring up the second. Is it the async thing? Oh, I bet it's the async thing. Yeah. All right. Refresh that one. Yeah, you're fine. All right, there's that. Nope, didn't add it. I feel like it is doing... No, it isn't. It's being removed here. I think I've got an order of things backwards. I think there's an order of things. I don't know what? No. Rebuild just to be safe. Single file of VB code you can make use CGI script with VB6 backend. Oh my gosh. Since that's C#, can I debug over it? I can. Yes, Eclipse and Mono don't support C# because those are Java editors. Visual Studio Code. It'll change your life. Line 33. Over here. Yeah, of course you're going to do that. And I can't do that. So let's do this. Get a waiter. Get result. Now that wouldn't work in WebAssembly, but I'm not in WebAssembly. I'm on the server. You really need to stop coding exclusively in Notepad++? Notepad++ isn't bad. Visual Studio Code is going to go a long way for you. There we go. That appears. Right, remove. It's going to rediscover. Yeah, I expect that because I forced a reload. No. No. I don't know. And I've spent way too much time on this. I'm going to park that for now. I don't know. Yeah. Park that. That's fine. Moving on. Since I now have the ability to cache content between streams, gone are the days of coding VI? No. You can run Copilot in VI. The folks that are coding in VI will have your head for trying to put it in VI, but you can use it there. I wanted to add a simple quotes management feature. So I have these classes that are different features. So, right. Give me a namespace. Namespace. Good. Public class. And I haven't shown you the development of a feature from the start here. No. Yes. I have a base class that defines what goes into a feature, and it receives things like the parent service that manages all of the features and hands off and gives you the ability to do all the things that you want. Inside of that, we need some namespaces. Thank you. So it's already suggested adding some events here. Not bad. Use Ed instead of VI. Ooh. Ooh. Manage quotes from chat messages and stream. And here's the thing, right? I just include this in the list of features. There we go. And oh, it's not there. . It should have just appeared. Because I've got it all set up to bootstrap and load. Pages, home. For each feature and service features. Oh, you know what? I think I have to tell it to turn it on. I also wanted to work on that one, but I'm not there yet. No. That's not a thing. It's not in program. What's the transparent window? That's the lower third that I'm building. So when folks ask questions, I can have them appear. There it is. Ta-da. So, and I'll add something about that into the dashboard over here. I think I can open that up. Close this one. I don't need that. So on quote remove, on quote selected. I don't have a select, but on quote added I'm going to have. Yeah. So I'd like to be able to receive no. Yeah, let's do this. Add a constructor to receive a Redis. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. No! All right, fine. I'm going to go over to the map and grab, I forget what the code was. No, it's in the geocoder. Where I put it. Connection multiplexer. That's the one. Oh. That's the one I want. Ah, there we go. Yeah, give me one of these. Using statement, good. Redis equals, yep, Redis. Generate field, thank you. Copilot suggesting some text for us to get us started. If it starts with quote add, add the quote. If it starts with quote remove, remove the quote. If it starts with quote select, go find that one. Sure, start with that. However, if message role no, where to go? Yeah, there it is. So if it's a moderator, or broadcaster, and we're going to want to wrap these for some explicitness. Quote remove. See, what I really should do is have a permission and grant folks those permissions. That's nice and sophisticated for keeping those permissions for different things separate. I don't care. I'm not that sophisticated. And yes, it picked up on what I did with the previous one and generated the exact same, well, moderator and broadcaster, and you're asking to remove, then we'll do that. Quote select, sure. And it's also only going to remove if you pass it an ID. Okay, that's fine. I need these methods now to add quotes, remove quotes, and select quotes. I probably also need the ability to list recent quotes, or even to get a random quote, right? Oh yeah, let's do that. Are you listening to me, Copilot? No. Quote, random. Get random quote. And it has the service, so it knows how to write back. Why don't you like this? No. What? Hang on. Yeah, I don't. Come here. Now I don't need you. All right. Back down here. So let's create the ability to add quote. It's probably going to need to be awaited, isn't it? Add the quote to a Redis string collection. And return as a numeric. No, I can't return the position as the ID. And assign the next available ID number. Sure. Yeah, get the database. Sure. Okay. ID, user, message, timestamp. Okay. That's good by me. Okay. Set that in the database. Yep, sounds good. Let everybody know that a quote was added. No. Oh, yeah. No. That's not it. And we should write a... Cool. Next. Remove a quote. Should be just a message. User. Where's it? I think I'm... Let's do that. Cool. Another one done. Hey, Ed Charbonneau. Hello. You've been busy working on things that cannot be named. So here I'm doing some Blazor work. I've been working with Copilot to generate and work through some of this. So, sure, select quote. No. Close, but no. And yeah, get rid of that. No, it's an anonymous type. Quote data isn't a thing. Let's turn this into a record. Turn this into a record. See what we get here. Sure. Where is it? I thought you made this into a record. You. Create a record to define the quote data as created, as defined. On lines 90 through 96. Go do that. Yeah, it didn't define the type, which is kind of... Putting LLM API calls into existing apps. You've been on the MCP train. I'm with you on doing more with the MCP. And letting the AI, the LLM, do as little as possible that I'm dependent on accurate results coming from. So, what did you do here? ID user message. Timestamp. You make me sad. And you still didn't format my document the way I wanted it to, even after I told you, format document. Fine. So... here... you go away. Yeah, we're good. Bye-bye. No. Reply to chat with the quote. No. No. I don't want a service message. Well, alright. Where is it? Reply to chat. The message that I'm replying to. Oh, YouTube needs to be back. Fix that. Because I do have YouTube fixed. Yay! Uh-oh. New one. YouTube chat service. What is it to send messages? Listen, there's listen for messages. Google, broadcast, dispose, and then a record. I didn't write the ability to add messages yet. Okay. Let's come back to that. How do I handle Redis dependency injection? The 2.0 version? How so? How's that confusing? Right there. .NET Aspire starts a Redis client in the background. I'm injecting it right there. And I'm receiving my connection multiplexer, and then I use it from there. I don't want to do that either. I want to do, yes. I need an original message to write back to. Do I, though? Hang on. It just looks at the service to figure out which one it is. I don't know which service it came from. And remove quote doesn't know what service it came from either. Yeah, hang on. That's a Charlie service message, so... yeah. So I need one of these. Put it there. Yes, thank you. Alright. One of these. Thank you. From Charlie's memory banks. that quote from... Yeah. No. Yeah, thank you. I think that's all I want to do. I don't need the base. Really? Fine. And I don't need to communicate that I responded with that. Okay. And here... Oops. Go generate. Yeah. No. Sure. Okay. That's not going to happen much. Okay. Go find it. Deserialize it. Nice. No quote found with that ID. No. Let's... After it does that, reply... Right? And I want to loop this if it doesn't find an ID. Yeah. Loop this if we don't find a quote. Yeah. No, just do it. Sure. No. Dirtbag. Do it again. So once it finally gets one, it'll return. No, let's say something like unable to find a valid quote. Yeah, that's fine. Done. Right? Like, there we go. Cool. The upcoming workshops, are they beginner friendly? There it is. Yes, they're going to be very beginner friendly. So for those of you that don't know what Sarama's pointing out there, in July, there are 2 Fridays. We're going to do a get started with artificial intelligence in .NET. Full day workshop. It's going to be a lot that we're going to be covering that day, and it's going to be beginner friendly. And of course, if you've seen my other workshops, all of the source code is going to be available to you. It's all going to be recorded so you can play it back, walk through it with your friends, with your family, with your pets, with your coworkers, so that you can talk through it. And of course, I'll be available on Discord at any time to answer follow-up questions on them. So yes, the second workshop is .NET Aspire. We're going to spend a full day talking about all the cool things that you can do with .NET Aspire. I'm building some extra modules into that one. That one's going to be a complete blast. That's coming up. That's the second one coming up in July. I think I already talked about Redis dependency injection. It's just standard dependency injection. I'm not sure what's confusing on that. Help me out there. Sorry, you don't have access to the set command on location, but if you say something like, I'm in Philly, it will plot that. So, yeah, Blazer Day this September. I didn't know there was a Blazer Day. Yep, .NET now has a base class library for AI. So this is now appearing. I want to put a list of quotes here. You're in Jawntown. Wow. That's a good one. New Orleans represent. Oman showed up. All right. I want to add a list of recent quotes to my dashboard. Where's the dashboard? Dashboard. And I think this is, yeah, it's pulling the it's pulling the feature directly. Yeah. So I can. Nope, sorry, not going to allow that one. I do try to keep things safe for work here. I know what you were trying to do, but that was a little bit much. Respectfully. So. Where was I? Chatter map. Yeah. There's the question queue. Oh, and I think these have. Yeah. Right, they're injecting their own. Or is it grabbing? Yeah, it's grabbing from the service. Did I write that? I did. All right. Whatever. So, I mean, I guess I can write a simple list as a component, right? Not pages. Yeah. Let's leave this as a component. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't need you. I really need to move some of this stuff out. Oh my gosh, look at all. Oof. I thought I saw some CSS hiding in here too. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, question Q. There it is. Right? Yeah. Yeah, I want those. And that. Sure. No. And it's just quote feature. On quote added, invoke async, status changed, task completed task. I want a list of the recently added. Ever think I might try Orleans on stream or something? You need a guinea pig. I've thought about it. Haven't. Just haven't done it. Yeah, hot reloads. Reloading. There it goes. So I guess when a new quote is added, I can just add it to a recent list here, right? Is this passing anything along? I don't think it is. No. You should probably pass quote data. Let's pass quote data with that. I'll probably want a backdoor way to remove. And actually, I should be able to just do something like that and do this. Sure, go ahead. Thank you. No. Cool. Add the quote. No. To a recently added list or similar structure that we will display. Nope. We're going to create this as a list. Thank you. No. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Nah. No, this way. Create a simple list of the quotes in the recent quotes collection. No, I don't need that. You stink. I'll do this by hand if I have to. I'm gonna have a div. I'm gonna put inside of it. I could do. If I did it as a UL and LIs, I mean, I guess that's all right. Not bad to start, I guess. Go back to the dashboard. And I could put, there's the user locations down here. Cooldowns, clips created. Close. Recent quotes. No, it's just quotes. And that doesn't take a height. So take a hike. Is that it? I do not see it yet. Try rebuilding again. What do I think about using HTMX with Blazor? Is there any valid use case? I've heard folks ask about and talk about that. I don't think there is a valid use case, no. what do you see as the use case for HTMX that you're trying to get out of Blazor? Quote feature CS. What? 112. Building. Oh, what did I break now? 135. Parameter obj. Oh, yeah. You didn't do that. No. It's the quote data. Not the message. Yeah. Like, now what? Dashboard 7, unclosed div tag. I knew I'd have an unclosed one. Come on, suggest it. Or not. So, HTMX, quite frankly, I thought its time had passed. Like, folks were talking about it for a long while, and then they disappeared on this. So, you've read some discussion about it, maybe bringing in some interactivity when using Blazor server-side rendering. I could see people doing that with server-side rendering, sure. Static site rendering, yes. But exactly, that's what Blazor server-side is going to give you. You're kind of mashing the two together at that point. There's recent quotes. And I think I made it 4 wide. No, I made it 6 wide. Oh, brilliant. Fine. Quote set. My gosh, there's been a handful of things that we've said a lot around here. What was it the IEEE referred to the website as? The interactive, they referred to their website as their interactive documentation or something. Right? What was it the IEEE referred to their website as when we looked up? We looked up some standard on the IEEE, and they referred to their website as the cyberspace documentation or something, or the what? What happened here? Wait and see what happened there. Where the heck is it? Describe it first? No. It was like IEEE standard, Like, can I look at my history for this? It was for the country code list. And it was a I can't remember it now. Excuse me. It was like the interactive documentation. Interactive documentation. I forget what they called it. The interactive documentation experience? No. I don't care. The top programming languages, the methodology behind our rankings in August 2022. And there's nothing here. And you wonder why you're not relevant. But it was like old school 90s cyberspacey term for the internet. And we were making fun of the IEEE for a while on that. Check the way back. It was back when we were doing the resources for SharpSite. I have no doubt that it's on a recording from on YouTube from 4 or 5 months ago. Whatever. It was like the interactive reference or something. Look at this, from 1990. September 1990. No. When we were looking up and it was for date formatting. No. This was an older document. Oh, turn that off. Top out at 2,000. And I want to say it was almost like Continuum Transfunctioner. Oh man, do you remember what I was talking about? Where's Blazer, Mr. Magoo? Yeah, you got me on this a lot. No, let me go back further. I'm looking at Blazer Mr. Magoo's messages. Did you know that? Twitch streamers can look at all the messages you sent in their channel. Forever. I'm in December. See, this is why I need the quote service. Man, I don't see it. October. Yeah, this is when we started on Sharpsight. No. It was a great quote that we kept riffing on the IEEE. Nah, not the technology navigator. No, no, no. I see all these submissions to try and confuse the locations on the map. Oh, I missed your birthday in February. See, look at that. And Blazer Mr. Magoo is referring to me as a John back in January. Look at that. That's right. It hasn't been that long since we talked about this. It was a name for a browser or a name for a website. It was like the interactive documentation. Opera. Do you remember the name, DJN1, do you remember the name that the IEEE gave to its interactive documentation. It was something we were riffing on for a while. It was like 6 months ago. And I could have sworn that Blazer Mr. Magoo was using it frequently in channel, and I can't find it. Yeah, it was like a date standard. Yeah. Nah, I don't see this. Ooh. No. Ooh, that wasn't good. Was it ISO? Still just as bad. Online browsing platform. Yes. Yes, DGen 1. Yes, there it is. The online browsing platform. All right. Now. Oh my god. All of that for a joke. Quote set. You can watch my stream on the online browsing platform. Let's see if that works. Where? That's the old bot. Somewhere that quote got lost in the ether. Oh no, it's quote ad, isn't it? Yeah, quote ad. My bad. Yeah. But after it adds the quote, it should reply, quote added with ID. Come on now. There it is. But Charlie didn't reply. Nor did it... That's fine. I'll figure out where the messages went, but it added it right there. It invoked this. That might have errored out. shouldn't be that hard. So if I just do quote now and say quote random, it should tell me that message. From Charlie's Memory Banks, that quote from C# Fritz was, "You can watch my stream on the online browsing platform." Okay. Okay. It's 1 o'clock. I've got most of this feature built. It's got some tweaking and tuning to do to it, but for right now, I'm going to queue it up and save it. But I want it to display down here that it was added, so I know that a thing happened. But we're almost there on that. And for 20 minutes searching for the answer to a joke, but going and searching for and putting together the rest of that feature was pretty quick, pretty easy, because I've got a standard built now for how I roll out features for this new chatbot. And there's features that are coming in there that aren't entirely clear yet, that I'm purposely keeping a little vague from stream. So it'll save us those 20 minutes in the future. We're gonna need a way to search the quotes then too. How's it pronounced? GIF or GIF? When I was a student in college in the 90s, on the East Coast here, we called them GIF. Once I started talking to folks on the Pacific Coast, they convinced me it was GIF. I switched to GIF in the early 2000s. I very much stick with that, even though they've said it's pronounced GIF now. I stick with GIF. So, thank you so much for watching. It's been fun. I wanted to take this easy today and not get anything into anything too heavy, and it was a lot of fun. We used a little bit of Copilot to figure out a couple features, fixed a couple things in how Charlie's working with the map, how the questions in the queue appear on screen. I'm pretty happy with how that works. We now have locations getting cached and persisted. That's great. That's really going to help for in the future as we have more folks stop by and interact. So that wasn't. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna be wrenching on that a little bit more. I want to have Charlie running for our workshops in July. So I've got a lot more that I want to get down on that in the next few weeks. So it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Let me see who else is streaming on the big Twitch TV network that I can get you connected to. If you're watching on YouTube, I have lots of other videos historically. You can find somewhere down below here or over there when you're looking at my channel, depending on how you're watching things. As I look around the horn here and see who else is broadcasting, let's get you rated over to... Oh, what? Ah, that's why. I see AWS is broadcasting, and they've suddenly got thousands of people watching. It's because they're broadcasting from their conference. So that's a thing. Let me get you rated over to... You know what? He's talking about some soft skills. Let me get you rated to our friend Jason Langsdorf, who's talking about improving your career. There you go. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll be writing more code. We'll probably be focused on SharpSite and those security pages then. I'm still on the mend from being down this weekend. but we're getting there. Thank you so much, Chromatic Cobra, for the follow. Chromatic Cobra for the follow. Have a fantastic rest of your day wherever you might be. I wish you good health and good coding. Take care.